Is this working? That's the usual question we open with. Hey, I'm really sorry as well. This is listed as Dowsett's TT Tips, and obviously it's not Alex. You have me today, so I apologise for that. I will not be offended if you need to clock off now. I don't know why Zwift, it's alternating months, and for some reason it's the Dowsett's TT Tips this time round, and it's not. I have nothing to offer you in the realm of TT Tips. I have nothing to offer you really in cycling tips, unless you're carrying a load on your front here at the moment. So Alex is going to be here with us, coaching us through it soon, but we are about to get, oh no, sorry, we've already got started. Oh, look, here's Coach here. I think it's working. I haven't heard otherwise. Come and say hi. Everyone's asking why it's not you.
Hello.
But I think you should coach us through it because it is Dowsett's TT Tips. And I said I have nothing to offer in terms of TT Tips.
All this time and you've got nothing to offer.
Right, I'll have to delay it because...
Yeah. So I think there's a specific workout for when you're pregnant on Zwift. Are you doing that one? No.
Not today. But this workout Alex created, obviously with in mind, being well aware that there's extra load, which his arm is conveniently blocking at the moment.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah.
So you'll notice my FTP is set really low, and that's purely because fitness is changing week to week. I'm still fit in terms of still exercising pretty much every day, but I'm often breathless and coughing like I've smoked 50 cigarettes. But this workout is in mind for pregnant women, people. So it's a very, very gentle start. We are in New Zealand at the moment. Apparently my accent gets thicker the longer we spend here. So we're now in week 3, week 4, and apparently I'm sounding more and more like a Kiwi. Yeah, nah. But we go to Australia tomorrow on our honeymoon. Actually going for a friend's wedding. And then we go on our honeymoon. Our long-awaited, delayed honeymoon. Which will be really nice. Alex, can you just say on the Zwift tip, obviously apologies, this is not a Dowsett's TT Tips. I just want to make that clear. Because people are going to be highly disappointed. Hey? It's quite a humbling thing, cycling whilst pregnant. I did manage last time round to, I think I was on the bike, on the road, up until 29 or 30 weeks. And then I was on the stationary bike. We didn't have watt bikes back then, but I was on the stationary bike in our freezing garage until like 37 weeks. And Juliet was born at 38 and a half. So I'm going to try and keep that going this time round. But it's honestly, it's so different. It is so different second time round. I am ginormous much earlier, and I just I'm feeling more tired. But I also think I was during lockdown last time, not doing a lot, so I didn't have the tiredness because I wasn't doing anything to warrant being tired. Whereas now, you're still working, toddler, we're travelling, just everything seems to hit a bit harder. Anyway, it's enough of me complaining, yabbering on about the woes of human growing, baby baking. I want to hear if it's time to put the Christmas decorations up. Because here, we're staying with my mum and dad, and they have a strict rule that nothing can happen until after the 1st of December. Whereas if it was up to me, we would have had the Christmas decorations up probably in October. Maybe just after Halloween. If I'd been allowed. Secondly, sorry, this is not a complaint, but actually more of an open-ended question. If anyone has found for not even just pregnancy but weight gain around your middle, the cycling shorts that seem to fit better. So the ones I normally wear, kind of sometimes Castelli, sometimes the Specialized ones, they just don't, they as the bump's gone, they sort of cut me off. The best shorts that aren't made anymore, they don't exist anymore, and this is my only pair I have, are these old Katusha men's ones that somehow seem to have enough give for sort of support. Can fold them down, but they don't exist anymore because Katusha doesn't exist anymore. This is the one thing that I find comfortable. I've been dropping some not so subtle hints to Nopins to try and recreate or make them, but I feel like it's a gap in the market, or no one seems to do it, or no one seems to have one particular thing. They're like, yes, actually, if your stomach is expanding at a rapid rate, these are the shorts for you. Okay. I feel like this warm-up's coming to the end. That makes me a little bit worried. Have you set intervals in this? Yeah?
Top left, intervals.
I know I just can't see because I can see just I'm looking at a very little Swift screen. It's kind of the blessing and curse of having a coach in the house. I don't really look in detail at what is being said. I just jump on and kind of hope for the best. But I find I'm that kind of person, it's easier for me. I used to do Ironman training as well, where I didn't really want to know what the training was until I was setting out to do it. Some people call that stupidity. I call that blissful ignorance. Whereas Alex will sit there and look at his training plan, analyse it minute by minute with what's coming up. Oh, that's a much nicer view for me. We live stream. Still very much amateurs, which is funny given this is what, like year 3 or 4. We have this propped up on a washing basket on a Swiftly office chair. Granted, we're not quite in the normal studio space.
That's our excuse.
That's our excuse anyway. And I can't see what I'm supposed to be doing.
55 watts. You're doing 55 watts.
Just issue a profound apology. Should be on there.
Yeah. Someone said, is this for giving the baby a genetic head start in life?
Are we giving baby a genetic head start in life?
Trying to.
Trying to. Although there's a distinct, whether there's been studies done into it or not, there's a distinct correlation between very, very good cyclists who have been born at altitude. Actually, could be just very, very good athletes who have been born at altitude, who have gone on to do some amazing things. Sadly, we're not at altitude. But I think genetic abilities apparently come from, in sporting endeavours, apparently come from the mum. So, that's shit out of luck. But people often say, like, oh, you're going to want them to do cycling. And to be honest, if it's anything like, if it's anything like our firstborn, it took her 2 years to be even remotely interested in a bike. She loved wheels. Didn't phase her getting on the bike, the push bike, the little balance bikes. See, this is that humbling. 115 watts. I'm like, whoa, oh yeah. But hey, main thing is to keep moving. I think in the 70s and 80s, if you were doping and then you had a child, there's also some advantages to that. Christ. Yeah, just breathless. Now there is I'm going to call it a misconception that people have with pregnancy on heart rates. It seems to do what the really hard thing I found with sporting movement while being pregnant is just how much conflicting information there is, and that's across the board. Like, that varies from midwife to midwife, doctor to doctor. I mean, kind of the resounding fact it is good to keep moving. It is really good to keep your body active. But the heart rates thing, no one seemed to be able to give me a definitive, like, if there was a point that you shouldn't be getting your heart rate up to. Because it's like if you have an ultramarathon runner who is used to kind of those long haul runs, if you've got someone who's really anaerobic, who's used to doing that every single day, like everyone's heart rate, or you've got someone that's sedentary who sits on the sofa most of the time, like everyone's heart rates are going to be so different. So the best kind of advice my consultant gave was, like, it sounds a bit wishy-washy, but you instinctually trust your own body, you know what feels right. You know, you can get to a stage of it being uncomfortable and challenging, but not to the point that you're at full exertion. So I try, as a rule of thumb, I'm not looking too closely at heart rates. I can feel if I'm really gunning it, and it's a real struggle. So hence why my FTP's been wound right back, so that I can still speak while doing this, but also, yeah, not to a point where I'm falling off the bike for the exertion. And what is concerning is that this is still relatively early days. This is, yeah, what are we coming up to 6 months? So there's still a big old stretch ahead. You know, and fitness is only going to get worse, not better. But we ride on. I'm more just, I don't know if it's some inherent need of me for the next challenge once I get through this, but looking at when Ironman would be feasible, the next Ironman, I think with 2 children fitting in training, 2 children and an adult, fitting in training will be somewhat difficult, so working out when that's realistic. I can't see those comments, Alex. Can you have a look?
Which one?
Just I can't read. That's all writing.
I'm curious. Yeah, what are you saying with long distance runners, Kenyans and Colorado people? I'm curious if it's more of an issue when bubs get bigger and your organs get more squished.
Yes. Yes. If you think that expands and your lungs get pushed up, your stomach gets moved around, like everything just gets so much more compact. You see, like my position on the bike changes week to week at the moment. Oh God, they really sneak up on you. It does become harder, and that's like rides get shorter. Like by the point of 35 weeks last time, I was managing 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes on the bike, and that was a really slow, gentle spin, because it's just, your body's not compatible by that point with doing a lot other than human growing, baby cooking, and other fun activities. But I find the handlebars on this bike are up as far as they can be and as close as they can be. So that position of being bent over doesn't really work anymore. I just try and open everything up as much as possible. So I spend a lot of time on this and in the pool swimming, because that I think is probably going to be the thing I'll do right until the very, very, very end, because it's just a nice, easy, gentle form of exercise. It's quite funny because these forms of movement are what we promote for haemophilia. It's what Little Bleeders is all about, is the gentle, safe forms of movement and exercise for haemophiliacs, and they go hand in hand really well with pregnancy. Is that the baby's weight per kilo is going to be insane? Watts per kilo, not weight per kilo.
Watts per kilo.
Fucking hell. Watts per kilo. Yeah. Seth at Wakes, so if we start getting some kicks, baby realises what we're doing. Yeah. I mean, I still think, I'm like, I could have just had a lot of burgers, and Alex was like, no, you look pregnant. I don't know if that's like a husband being nice and saying the thing. But yeah, I find the clothing for exercise while pregnant is so limited. Like, just to even not so obviously we talked about cycling, but like going to Nike, which is I guess Nike or Adidas, one of the biggest manufacturers of athletic leisure wear in the world, and I think on their website they had like 16 items, and I'm thinking this, I know personally a load of so many women who are still really active in pregnancy, and finding clothing that can fit in and around your bump, that's comfortable, still allows you to do running or cycling, going to the gym, like you still go to a lot of gym classes. That doesn't seem to exist on a big scale anyway. Like Lululemon were like, no, I don't do maternity wear. And I was like, why not? Your demographic is so largely women of this age. But I guess they've crunched numbers, and it is a niche thing. It's such a short window that you're actually, that you're in the bump-induced clothing. I feel like, this is almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. But when you're pregnant, it becomes like your whole identity. And I'm very conscious, I've just rambled on about pregnancy and the bump for this long pedal. Coach here is not imparting much wisdom.
You're doing fine.
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Big pep talk. But there are Swift, oh god damn it! Every time, just when I settle in to start another thread of conversation. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to really concentrate on this. I need some encouragement.
Good job. Go.
That was really shit encouragement. See, this is like, I'm breaking a sweat doing this. Just trying to get as much oxygen in as possible. Oh yeah. So Alex is off to the wind tunnel in January to do a load of testing with some of his client city coaches, and he's battling to try and get some wind tunnel time to test our school run bike with our toddler on it, because he thinks excuse me, he thinks he can make it sorry, I don't know why I find this so funny. He thinks he can make it more aero. This is an e-bike with a flag on the back of it and a shotgun seat on the front, and a toddler who understands the words, let's get aero, fast tuck, and so she'll go down. But I just never thought all those years ago that I would be raising children who may be going into wind tunnels to find out if they can go faster on bikes. And also looking at her little hot walk, if there's any way to make that quicker. But apparently, for insurance reasons, you can't have kids in wind tunnels.
Even though we've done it.
Even though she did pop her head in on a trike bike when she was less than a year old. I think it would be quite funny. You know, aero gangs, they really start infiltrating every aspect of your life. Got the lungs working. Got the take a video for me. Just eagle-eyed on what the next interview is going to be.
It's 4 of them total.
I know, I can see 3 out of 4. It's been done.
Good job.
Thank you. We're going to Hamilton Island for our honeymoon. Well, we're going to an island off Hamilton Island for our honeymoon. And people keep asking if we're hiring a yacht. And I'm like, no. That is a stratospheric different level. There's a massive... Oh, sorry, here we come. See, I'm watching now. I can see that little golden arc rapidly approaching. Time to do this last interval. Come on, you bastard. It's gonna go. And humbling.
That's your last interval done, mate.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, this is, I'll give you a scale of fitness. 2 weeks ago I did a session on this. I had 22, shorter, but 22 intervals on it. And to be honest, I don't know if I could manage it this time round. But it does change very, very quickly. But it's that whole, everything's squashed, or starting to get more squashed. Trying to get enough oxygen in, so it is more comfortable to ride like this. But highly less practical. Oh. So it's Wednesday morning here. If you're joining from the UK, obviously it's your Tuesday night. I am still working, so every time I jump on a Teams call with the team back in the UK, someone without fail, every single time, will say, "What's it like being in the future?" And we're all like, "Ha ha ha!" And I'm like, "Hey, tell it tomorrow, Dave," because you've heard that one. But it is a bizarre concept, and it's really hard still trying to match up. I have to say, if we're doing team calls or any kind of meetings during this is basically the period, or in the UK morning time, anytime between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. is our 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. You know, and that is too late for me. But Australia next, and we've got Christmas, and basically countdown till Sprog arrives. And dog. Did we tell you we're getting a dog? Did we also tell you the dog is turning up a couple of weeks after the baby does? Because the dog, a bit of a backstory to the dog we don't get as a puppy. The dog can only come to us when it's had a minimum amount of training. So I think the dog we were originally getting was coming at 18 months, and there was an issue with that dog, had hip dysplasia, and they were worried about the dog coming to England because of the climate and the dog being more susceptible to arthritis and possibly being in pain. So we have a same type of dog, but just coming, and that dog was supposed to come to us in January, but our dog is now coming in March, and we're very excited. I have wanted a dog for a very long time. I've also wanted a baby too, but the dog is, yeah, it's going to be a really nice addition to our household. And Alex hasn't grown up with dogs, so he's a cat person, as you well know. It's going to be quite an adjustment, I think. Right. Oh, I've unlocked the Zwift black helmet. Did I get a badge for that? Did I get the helmet? Would you say 90 watts is your warm-up pace? Does 90 watts ever feature on your Zwift screen? No. Didn't think so. Would you say 135 watts would be quite an effort for you? No. Didn't think so. Would you say 235 watts would be an effort for you?
Warm-up.
Warm-up.
Zone 2.
Zone 2. Well, there you have it. What type of dog? It's a cane corso.
Big dog.
Big dog. It's a service dog. It's a protection dog. We got robbed a few years back, and even though we significantly upgraded security, we felt like this was a really good fit. And yeah, I think taking on a puppy at this point, both of us weren't confident, but we needed a dog that was very safe with children. So we spoke to quite a few dog handlers, and then the protection agency, the TM Secure Dog, they kind of came back to us and said, these are the breeds that we think fit for you. sort of like if you want protection for the house, you get something like a German Shepherd. But if you want something that integrates into your family, sort of protection dog for the family, then they thought a cane corso would be, yeah, good for us. So we went and met some and just, yeah, loved them. So it is quite a new adventure, a new undertaking for us as well. Like I said, I haven't had a dog for almost a decade. We've had cats and human. Oh, sorry. Does Alex reckon the baby gives the same air again as the water bag in the TT suit?
Good question.
Good question.
Maybe.
I'll answer that for
The tunnel will tell.
starting. The tunnel will tell, I'm not going in the tunnel. But from my understanding, the water bag sits up on your chest. But in saying that, pregnancy obviously expands not just your stomach, but this whole area as well. So possibly, there's possibly a gain to be had there. But you can't get into that TT tuck because there's something in the way. Would you say that's a fair answer?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, you don't want it down there just for a restriction.
So you never want the water bottle sitting here. The water bottle's always on this part. The warm down is inside. Nearly. Are you mountain biking today? It's a new hobby. Mountain biking. We made the mistake of not bringing the bike with us, thinking we'd be able to get one here with ease. But turns out road bikes, not that easy to get hold of in New Zealand. And with that, I mean, we're lucky we've got the Watt bike here, but we're also really close to a big mountain bike park. And so that has become a new hobby for Senor. I have yet to jump on a mountain bike. Not the most confident mountain biker. What am I talking about? I've been mountain biking like 3 times. At the best of times. But in this current state, I feel a bit safer sort of sticking to the gym and the stationary bike. First and only time I'll ever say, I wish I had a fan. It's in our home setup. I find the window open, that's fine. I don't really like being cold, but I'm getting a little bit overheated now. Oh, there you have it. We made it to the walk down. The other thing desperately missing from the UK is our osteo, who we've been going to in Chelmsford for years. And just, I think as I've said, like everything's shifting and moving, and you notice different points across your body, like a bone on my back. I was like, I swear to God, I never knew that was there. Did not know it was going to cause issue, but as everything expands and moves, the osteo's been helping put things back together, and he's being sorely missed at the moment, particularly after the long haul flight here. That was grim. We did Heathrow, Singapore, Sydney, Queenstown, and we didn't sort of like what's the lesser of two evils, decided to just go straight through as much as we could. So each stopover, I think Singapore we had an hour and a half, Sydney we had an hour, and that's like 21 hours of straight flying. It's, you know, being in a tiny little upright seat for that whole time. That's not fun. So I'm really not looking forward to doing that on the way back, but necessary evil. Anyway, thank you so much for coming and for actually sticking along, because I know I'm really sorry that this said it was TT Tips. We will work to resolve that. Alex is doing a live stream ride just before Christmas, and that will be a TT Tips. So if you've come here sorely disappointed that it was me, rest assured he will be back next month. Well, actually in a couple of weeks really, because it's pre-Christmas. And then loads more in January, February, which is what we call our peak winter time. Huh? I know, I'm just sort of rounding up, you know. Slide out. Sit serious, like, you're not finished yet, it's 4 minutes. Just classic coach head on. It's quite not funny. When I did my Ironman, Alex was still World Tour rider, so he was still very much full-time athlete. So I had Victor, who was my Ironman coach, with input from Alex on some of the cycling bits and pieces. And then this year, he's done more of a full step into coaching, and I've noticed his input into every facet of cycling that I do has been ramped up, which is sometimes a great thing, sometimes an annoying thing. But it's great at this point, setting cycling pregnancy specific workouts that we can plug away at. So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for coming, for persevering, for actually hanging on in here. Start getting itchy when you notice the sweat coming in. Did you get a new hat? Yeah. Yesterday? Oh. Nice. Show everyone your new hat. You've been quite camera shy today.
It's your day. It's your day.
It's just lurking around in the background. Next time I am back on board is in January, early January. We'll do another one of these. Probably be significantly more heavy breathing. Probably by that point we'll be maybe having to, I don't know, ride with something on top of the handlebars so you can stay upright. Or just ride like this. Like the never-ending cool down. Now this is a maintainable pace for me. 35 watts. This is nice. More sessions with this kind of number. end.
Yes. 3, 2. Finished.
Righty.
Say bye. Say bye.
I'm saying, but I'm just stretching out my
Oh,
calves.
okay.
Properly. Right. That's it. Oops, don't knock my mum's pot plant over. Thanks for coming. See you next time. Oh God.